see the back of the chair. No. Let me see. Okay, let me just um, share this first. Hmm. Yeah, some a friend and I need nkɔmmɔ kakra. Okay. Um, Good day, everyone. I hope you and your families are doing quite well by the grace. Let me see. Today's Sunday. Hey, the weekend, when you are off on the weekend, it goes so quick. Before you know it, Monday will be here. That's soon. It's not easy. But what can we do? We have to just take one day at a time. So today's life issues. With life issues, the topic of discussion is open. So I normally do open discussion, open talk on Sundays, which means, if anyone else comes on and they have a pressing matter, like, or issues or question that they want to ask or talk about, they can bring it up and we will discuss it. I don't need to prepare. But if something does come up and I don't have knowledge of it, I will go learn about it and then we'll come and talk about it. Things I don't know, I do not talk about because I can't give false information. No, sorry. So I welcome each and every one of you. When you come through, share the program, invite friends. Um, those on TikTok, tap the like button and let's go. Ask questions if you need to. So I have two things initially that I want to discuss about, and it's about relationships and marriage, right? That's because, most times you kind of like, browse through social media and you want to see what is going on, things that people talking about or things that are coming up a whole lot. And I came upon a video, a clip, just a small, a partial of it, because it was just a few minutes. It was less than 3 minutes. I wish that they have more minutes so I can listen to the conclusion, how it came about, how everybody on that platform gave their feedback, their opinion on the matter. So the question that was asked, Lisa, how are you doing? Welcome. The question that was asked, Diamond, hi. Eric, hello. Jonathan, hello. The question that was asked was that if you are a man and you propose to your girlfriend and your girlfriend says yes, they will marry you. So you guys have already established that you are going to get married, right? And then a couple days or weeks or months prior to tying the knot, getting married, your fiance ends up sleeping with Marissa. How are you? Jenny, hi. Good to see you. Sister Elizabeth Collins, yeah. How you doing? Happy weekend to you as well. Oh, Sundays is just me. Saturdays is with Osofo. So Saturday, yesterday, Osofo, we talked about uh, financial planning in marriage yesterday, and we're gonna do a part two next Saturday. Well, this Saturday, Saturday coming. Um, so, so the fiance ends up sleeping with her ex-boyfriend now, and you find out. However, you chose to forgive your fiance and you went ahead and married your fiance, even though she slept with her ex-boyfriend. And sometime down the line, your fiance had a baby, and years later, she went out with her child, and the ex-boyfriend sees the ex-girlfriend with her child, and the child looks like him. So he felt that he might be the father, and she asked for DNA. And when the DNA was done, it came that the result was that the ex-boyfriend was not the father of your child. Your husband was also not the father of your child, of her child. So what should the husband do? Because with the DNA, it shows that you, the husband, is not the father of your wife's child, and you thinking it might be the ex-boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend is not the father of your child, your wife's child as well. Now, there are so many scenarios that could happen, and my sister Arabi also brought her scenario. She hasn't jumped in, so oh my gosh, I didn't copy our conversation. I'm using that phone actually, but I have it in mind. All right, so like some of the scenario that Arabi, point out was that what of I mean, why they she said first of all the they should also do a DNA with the mom and the child to make sure that the child, KP, Big A, what's up? They should do a DNA on the mom and the child to make sure that the mother is the biological child, biological mother of her child. Because, in sometimes in some hospital, especially if it's back home, sometimes some parents, mothers get their child stolen or be told that their child passed away, or like, people, a child can be switched at birth based on mistakes that um, the people working in that hospital made, or intentional switch at birth. Anything is possible. So she thinks that, to get to the bottom as to whether or not there is a third person who also been with the wife, then that will itself, shows once the DNA is done between mom and the child. I mean, like when situation like this comes about, and one of the individual, his question was that if the husband was able to forgive the wife when she cheated on him with her ex-boyfriend before they got married, then he shouldn't be mad. He should be able to be receptive to this result as well, because he enabled that. because when she did it for the first time, he did it did not bother him. He did not mind. Rather, so I put what to say. It's good to see you. Oh, thanks for the likes. Okay, like yeah, type it for me, eh? Like it. Uh, so if the husband was able to forgive her when she slept with her ex-boyfriend before they got married, then he shouldn't be mad. He shouldn't be upset. Um, he should just accept the wife as she is, and also take responsibility of the child, because being that the child was born into the marriage, of course he's still the dad. Even though he's not the biological father, he's still the father figure in that child's life. Greetings, Miniabem. I trust you are doing well. By the grace of God, I am doing very well and I'm blessed. Thank you so much. How you doing also? Miniabema, Kinsman Atuguru. How you doing also? So, and thanks for the like. I appreciate it very much. Okay. We thank God though that you're doing great. I love the word great because that means it's a extraordinary. Extraordinary. Like in US, when you ask people how they are doing, how their children are doing, how like everything you ask, oh, I'm good. Oh, he's good. She's like good is used in every sentence. It never changes. Like you only have like maybe a few that will every once in a while they will say, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm well." But the word good is overused. Even so, like you hardly is able to like kind of like identify if someone is literally hey brother mini abema boss twin, how you doing? It's good to see you. You hardly able to like identify or even kind of like point out or see if someone is kind of like going through things, right? A lot of people are good at hiding things. You can't force people to tell you what they actually feeling, but sometimes the wording people will use that tells you right away they like really doing well for real. Like when they use certain words that are not commonly used, and I like that. So, so the other guy, but I only heard the person who asked the panelists, that question, but he ended up answering to his own question, and said that he thinks that the husband should just take the wife as she is and take care of the child because he's responsible. After all, he married her, right? And I didn't hear the others, but as I was listening, I was like, sometimes it is very difficult because people do things for themselves, right? We do have both genders, men and women. Some of them, or many of them, have been traumatized as to during their outbringing, you know, um, past relationships, or when if they have been married before, what they had to endure. We do have some men, no matter what you do, they will still continue to love you, because we have some who literally have genuine heart. They will love you forever. And it does not matter how people will think of Sister Monique. Hi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Um, I'm not sure if you heard the question that I put forth. I was like just browsing, and I I saw a clip. It was like, 2 minutes or so. It wasn't 3 minutes. And there was a guy who asked a question that, what do you do if you propose to your girlfriend, and your girlfriend accept the proposal that yes, she will marry you, and then a couple days, weeks, months before the two of you get married, the fiance, which is the woman, ends up sleeping with her ex-boyfriend. Yet the man, you forgive her and you go ahead and married her anyway. And then once you guys got married, at some point she got pregnant, she had a child, and years later she went out in the community and she saw her ex-boyfriend, and her ex-boyfriend saw the child because she went out with the child. The ex-boyfriend saw the child and he felt that the child looks a little bit like him, so he requested for a DNA. Hansla, welcome. And when he requested for a DNA, both the ex-boyfriend and the husband were not the father of that child. What do you do then as a husband? And the guy he answered his own question before any of the panelists answered, but then it cut off, the video cut off. He said that he feels that if the man was able to forgive the wife prior to getting married, sleeping with her ex-boyfriend, then he should take responsibility and take care of the child, because the child was born into the marriage, and just let it be, because the wife is who she is. And then my friend Arabi brought a scenario that she feels that they should also do a DNA test between the mother and the child, because sometimes accidents happen or something may have transpired, to find out that the mother is the biological mother of that child. And I'm like, okay, so it's like, oh, counselor, thank you so much. And I was like, man, that's like going to open a lot of like Pandora box, right? But then if the mother is the biological mother of that child, what happened then? Then was it a third person, a third male person that the wife have been sleeping with? Or, oh, Monique, much love, thanks for the gift. Or is it like another person? Like, I used to watch, oh, much love, thanks, Sister Money. I used to watch like a program that was called The Maurice Show. And with The Maurice Show, we have a lot of women who comes on it to talk about, they are 110% sure that this person is the father of their child. And we have some individuals who will come on 5 times or more than 5 times, and none of the male partners that they brought on that show were the father of their child. So it's like, some people will ask, is it worth it as a woman to bring so many male partners on national television and none of those people are the father of your child? How would that child feel when the child gets older? Because everything that we do on social media, on TV, whatsoever, is recorded. So your child might find the video or see 1 or 2, 3 of your videos, knowing full well that their mom went on national television to find out who their father was. That itself is traumatizing. So a lot of times, when instances and situations come about, you wonder, like, how could this happen? Exactly. Oh, Sister Monique, it's like you putting the nail right in the coffin right there. So it is just crazy. Right. So let me go back. Sister Monique said, I'm good, my dear. Good to see you too. Thank you. And I'm happy you are good. You were good. I appreciate that. Then she said, that is so messed up. Oh, Sister Monique, say that again. Oh, it is really messed up. Sometimes I don't even know. It's crazy. Sister Monique, welcome.
Sister Adwoa, thank you.
Yes.
I just briefly wanted to come up and just give a little take on women with children that they don't actually know who the father is.
Thank you. That's good.
Quickly before, and then I'll let you carry on.
No problem.
Sister Adwoa, I'm very glad you gave the scenario that you gave.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's be candid about this.
Yes.
Especially, and I'm going to talk about the Black community and the African community.
Yeah.
It is bad enough as a woman.
Mama, yeah.
Yeah? Sleeping around.
Yes.
Not that I'm trying to tell you how to live your life, but we all know that there is consequences like STIs and STDs around.
Oh,
okay?
Yes.
One. And we all know that sexual activity is meeting of two spirits.
Yes.
Yeah? So there is some spiritual exchange, there is physical exchange, there's emotional exchange, psychological exchange that happens around sexual activity.
That's right.
So it is irresponsible enough for any woman, regardless of whether you're green, blue, yellow, white, black, whatever, to be doing that in the first place. Then it goes to another level of irresponsibility for a woman to birth, to breed, or decide to carry the fruit of the womb.
Yes.
And not to know which man's sperm fertilized that egg.
That's right.
It's the height of irresponsibility. And when we come to our Black community, this is something that is most of the time, it's like we, I think with Africans, they frown down on it.
Yes.
But when you come to the, our Blacks in the diaspora, like the Caribbeans, the African Americans, it's like it's a normal thing.
Yeah.
You know? And I think some of the African women are starting to catch up on it as well.
Yes.
And I think we need to call it what it is. Not only is it the only victim in that particular situation is the child.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you are bringing a life into this world with no identity. And every child needs to know who their father and their mother is.
That's right.
So you birth this child, and you know there's been situations where the child has grown up, and then years later, the child is going around finding who their father is.
Yes.
And the mother is just oblivious, and it's like everything is okay. No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the scenario you gave, the man, it's a clear indication that there is dysfunction.
Oh, yes, from
because
beginning.
If the man had done his work well, he would know that whole beginning of that situation was a red flag.
Exactly. He shouldn't have
And when he went to the point where she had gone to do all that with the ex, he wouldn't have gone to the owl, because there's a saying that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. And I always advise people, when I have young ladies who come to me and they're about to get married and they are not sure about a partner, I always say to them, listen, it is better for you to say no before you say I do. Because it could save you years of trauma.
Exactly.
It could save you years of problems. There are so many women, who are very sure they don't like the men they are with.
And they still with
them. They are probably there for money or something. And they walk down the aisle knowing deep in their hearts that they are not in love with this person. And they say, I do.
Yeah.
And years later, they come up with all these excuses.
That's
when
crazy.
They had the chance to say no
and
before saying
away.
I do, and upset society, but get your freedom rather than please society and then find yourself in perpetual slavery, because that's what it is for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Correct.
So this thing that you brought up is a serious matter.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you, Sister Adwoa, most of the children who come from this kind of situations, most of the time end up becoming liabilities to the community.
That's right. Dennis to the menace to society.
Yes. And then the community has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you hear a lot of grown adults who have not done their work, and they talk about how they are hustlers. Oh, me, I've suffered. Oh, me, I used to eat food that was bent. I stayed with here. I moved around. I was staying. I cooked for people. I was cleaning people's. That's dysfunction.
Yeah.
And you have adults who have grown up in that dysfunction, and in their minds, because they've not done the work and realized it's not normal, they think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
I want to finish by saying it is not cool for a woman to juggle multiple partners in the first place. This is what a lot of people, women in our community, will not say. When you say it, they will tell you, oh, it's none of your business. Yes, it becomes the business of society when you end up with an STI or STD, and you need society to give you that emotional support.
That's right.
Yeah. So it is not cool for a woman, a young lady. It is not smart, because a lot of you young ladies coming up think it's smart to juggle 2 men, 3 men, 4 men at the same time.
That's insane.
It is not smart. It is not cool. It is very, very dysfunctional
and unhealthy.
And it shows that as a woman, you cannot commit to your words, number one. You are 110% a bloody liar. I know a friend who will not do a business with any man who is double dating.
Wow, that's good.
Because they are not capable of telling you the truth.
Absolutely. Wow.
Because they say one thing to the other woman, they say one thing to the other man. That means they carry that's their lifestyle.
They're liars.
They carry it into their business, personal friendships, relationships.
Everything, basically.
Yeah. So as a woman, there is nothing so esteemed that you walk into a room and no man is able to say, oh, or 2 or 3 men are able to say, I've slept with that woman. Sister Adwoa, there are some women in our community who cannot come to Ghanaian gatherings.
Oh, yes.
Because they finish half of the men in that place. It is not cool. It happens to men, but I'm talking about the women in our community, and specifically in our African communities. Stop double dating and triple dating on men. It's not cool. It shows how distrustful you are, and it shows how much of a liar you are. And above all, the word that I hate to use, it shows how loose you are and how you got no standards and expectations that any Tom, Dick, and Harry can zip down and you are ready to go.
That's
if
right.
they can flash a little bit of money in a car. Last but not least, a guy that I was talking to in our community said something to me. He said, Monique, as a Ghanaian guy, provided you got a smashy car, you can get any Ghanaian girl you want.
Oh my
God.
That
was an insult.
It was. That
was
crazy.
An insult.
Oh my God.
That was an insult. I looked at him and I said, really? So women are so, these days, people see your car, women see your car and that's it. That is their criteria for finding a man.
My gosh, that's low criteria right there.
And let me educate you. Some of the men with flashy cars in the diaspora, those cars are on high purchase.
Yes.
Some of those cars are leased for 3 years.
Borrowed.
So
financing.
If you go and you trade your dignity with 1, 2, 3 men because of their cars or their money or something you saw, that is the lowest as a woman you can go.
That's
so
right.
As a woman, I'm telling you guys, hey, it is not cool to juggle men. It shows that you are unstable. It shows you've got no standards and expectations. And above all, it shows that you are loose. And Lord help you. If a child comes into that relationship, you have created dysfunction for that child for the rest of their life. They will continue to struggle with their identity because they do not know who their father is. And sometimes you, the women, don't even know who is responsible for that child. Thank you, Adwoa.
Wow, Sister Monique, like, my gosh, what about flipping? You flip the ocean, the trees, tables, flipping it all over. Like, I mean, I agree with you 100%.
Sister Adwoa, a lot of in our community, the currency for a woman maintaining a man or holding a man, this is what they call it. The currency for that is what? Going to bed with a man.
Using
in our
that
community, women interpret love. When a woman says, I love a man, they interpret sex to be love.
Which
when
is
a man
so
has sexual relations with women, this is grown women, they think they are being loved.
Oh my God.
That has got nothing to do with love.
Yeah, that's dysfunctional.
And so, serious dysfunction. And they don't actually understand because they themselves do not know what love is because they've never experienced it.
Yeah.
They don't realize that love is so selfless.
Yeah.
Love is got nothing to do with sleeping around. Love has got nothing to do with how he touched you. Yeah, so the currency is being so misinterpreted, and that's why you have certain women stand on social media and they tell women about sex. There's some of the sexual stuff they do, and sometimes when you listen, you can see that woman has got a very unhealthy sexual life, but they don't even know it.
Correct. That's very true.
Until we educate women in our community, when I did my show about sexual awareness, until we educate young women and men about sexual boundaries, about sexual standards, sexual expectations, and sexual confidence, we will continue to have women and young girls in our community who think the only currency they have is between their legs. And so they need to go and get a BBL, and they need to bleach themselves like the bloody sun is going to fall from the sky to become, so they can offer the currency they think they have, which is between their legs. But ultimately, the currency, the true currency that a woman should have is your brains, your intellect, and being able to become financially free. It is only at that point that you put value on yourself, you have a higher bargaining power, emotionally, mentally, physically, and you are able to set standards, sexual standards, expectations. You are able to say, okay, this man has approached me, I am not interested because he has A, B, C, and D. I don't think is good enough for me. This man has approached me. Okay, I think he's about 60%. I will give him a chance and I will date. And let me clarify this. For those who don't understand what dating is, dating has got nothing to do with going to bed with a man. Dating is gathering of information. And even in our community, a lot of women don't even know what dating is. They are sleeping with a man and they are telling you, I'm dating. You are not dating. You cross that stage.
Yes.
Dating is your information gathering. Why is it that some men date some of you, court some of you women for so many years? You're sleeping with them, you're cleaning for them, you're cooking for them. And then they meet a woman and within 6 months, they go and they pay the bride price and they marry that woman.
Because they have standards.
That woman has put value. That woman has boundaries. That woman has a higher bargaining power than you. Then you go and start crying. And then you get women saying, oh, that woman is wicked. No, you didn't do the work. She did.
Yeah. And people will have the audacity to say, oh, she came and stole them.
Sexually. Because sexual promiscuity in our community, especially, let me highlight today, amongst our women, is too much.
Yes.
Sister Adwoa, I don't know about the States, but in the UK,
New York,
there's a very low expectation for Ghanaian women in that they have a reputation of being loose.
Oh, the same
Do you
here.
know where I heard this from? I went to go and buy a phone card.
What?
And it was a Nigerian guy,
Oh my God.
who was coming to get a phone card, and he said they can even get them with fried rice.
Are you serious?
Yes. And let me shock you.
Mama,
I got on a bus one time. The driver, I think he was from one of these Asian countries. And then no one was in the bus. I think it was at the, when they have this first stop. So when you get on it, normally there's no one there. And then the next stop, you find people there. I got on the bus and before I went to say, he said, "Oh, where are you from?" So I said, "Oh, I'm from Africa." He said, "Oh, which part?" I said, "West." I went and I said, "Listen, guess." So we kept talking. I said, "Oh, I'm from Ghana." And he said, "Oh, that's nice. I used to have a Ghanaian girlfriend before, and she was very good in bed." And I thought, Jesus.
Wow. My gosh.
Why did he say that? Because clearly, whichever Ghanaian girl he got was so loose enough to get into bed with him, and that's all he remembers. So the reputation for Ghanaian women and girls in the UK is pretty bad and low. Their reputation is that they are very loose. That is the truth. I don't know about other countries, but let's change that reputation. Because it's getting out of hand. You sleeping with your friends' husbands. You are sleeping with your friends' boyfriends. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry gets you, they are there. Why? No sexual boundaries, no sexual expectations. When a man says you are beautiful, it doesn't mean you need to go and lie on your back.
Exactly.
Let's start respecting ourselves. I mean, that doesn't apply to me, but I'm saying that I've heard men from other countries, and the reputation of Ghanaian women and girls is really low.
Majority.
And bad in the UK. I don't know about other countries. You hear Ghanaian women and girls standing on social media fighting about men, their friends' husbands, boyfriends. It's really bad because at the end of the day, what are people going to say? They're not going to say, "Oh, this person is a Ghanaian and different."
No.
If they're foreigner, they don't know that.
They associate them with even the veterans one.
Yeah.
The minute you say you Ghanaian, they'll be like, "Oh, Ghanaian women, you guys are." I have heard someone say Ghanaian women are nice because they will easily get to bed with you. The minute you show them money and you have a car. Come on, we need to raise the bar. We need to change the narratives. So
we need to.
It's very
honestly,
unfortunate.
For 5 minutes. For 10 minutes of fun, you set this reputation for any Tom, Dick, and Harry to be talking and putting all of us into one basket. Take accountability for what's between your legs.
Value.
Take responsibility for how you carry yourself. And know that, listen, if you have never experienced love, if the first man in your life, which is your dad or your father figure, never showed you how a man to treat you, when you meet a man who is old enough to be your father, it doesn't mean you need to go sleep with him.
That's right.
Do your work and understand what love truly is. Love is selfless. So when you go to that old man as a young lady seeking for financial help or help to do something, and he's touching you the wrong way, you will know that, hang on, this is no.
Yeah,
this is not right. Yeah, you don't go marry that man who is 60, 70 something and then come on social media and post his picture. And then when the comments are coming that, "Oh, we know you are with him for money," you then come and write, you are jealous. Nobody's jealous. That old man would die one day on top of you.
Oh Lord. With
Viagra. We need to redefine, and I hate the hypocrisy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me say this and let Sister Adwoa continue. The hypocrisy of when I hear people say age is just a number when it comes to who told you people that?
It's not.
That dysfunction. Who told you people that? Some of you are married to men old enough to be your grandfathers. Some of you are married to women old enough to be your granddaughters. How is the relationship going in that?
That's crazy.
You are coming from a completely different generation. That little girl you are calling your wife, who is old to be your daughter or your granddaughter, or some of you, your great-granddaughter, is coming from a different generation. You can see that the conversation does not click. Because what you see as cool as a man in your 50s, 60s, that young lady in her 20s, 30s doesn't see it as cool.
That's right.
And so now, what do? Majority of you start controlling them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And as a grown woman, when you are a grown woman in your 60s, 70s, diaspora, some of you are sleeping with boys as young as 20-something. What is wrong with you people? Again, who told you that age is just a number? Is the dysfunction in our society that has been accepted. Me, I have a ceiling. Any grown man who's old to be your father or grandfather who is interested in a young lady has got pedophilic tendencies.
Oh, period. Yes. Most, definitely.
It doesn't make sense to me. What do you find attractive about a girl who is old enough to be your daughter? You, that old man, will you be happy if your old friend starts sleeping with your daughter? No.
They will not. That's the problem.
Exactly.
That they will do it to somebody else's daughter.
Exactly. You, that old woman, sleeping with somebody's son in his 20s and 30s, whilst you are in your 60s, climbing to 70s, will you be happy if an old woman, one of your friends, starts sleeping with your son? No. So this kind of dysfunction that we sit in our community and we say to people, oh, age is just a number. If he's looking after you, just enjoy the marriage. No, it's dysfunction. Yeah. It's the toxicity that we have carried on. And we are telling our children that toxicity is okay if they find themselves in it.
And it should never be okay. I'm sorry.
There is no way an old man old enough to be my grandfather or father will walk into my partner home and demand the hand of my daughter. I will be telling him to sit down and call 999. Yeah? So that dysfunction now in your community, anyone when you be anyone when you be because of your greed and hypocrisy, stop it.
Selfish
you
interest.
Are killing your children slowly. Yeah. Do you know how these young ladies feel when these old men are on top of them?
My gosh, that's
Do
horrible.
you know the emotional trauma they are living with?
That's
stop
horrible.
It and tell your children the truth. If you married an old man because of his money, don't push your child there.
Yeah.
Because you yourself, you are sitting there. You know this man and your brains are on different directions. But because of your greed and hypocrisy, for the little money that you want to have, you want your daughter to suffer and go through the same thing. Some of you, don't even know what love is because you've ended up in this toxic and dysfunctional relationships. Yeah. Why can't you make yourself the last generation that has to go through that and allow your children to choose right?
Yeah, break the cycle.
And break the cycle. So yes. It's not cool, Sister Adwoa. I'm so glad you brought this topic. Stop sleeping around with countless men, Tom.
Amen to that.
Women do not earn. Show me a woman who has a certificate for how many men he has slept with.
Oh my gosh.
Show me a certificate of women who have a certificate for being good in bed. Show me. None. What do you need to survive?
Yeah.
Where is your proper educational certificate? Which is going to add bargaining power to you and add value to you. Where is it?
That's right.
Where is it?
When you're looking for jobs.
Some of these women, they sit on social media fanatics. They cannot even write myself to the end. They will sit here and talk about all the sex styles in the world. Ask them, when was the last time you read a book? They don't even know. They don't even know where to go buy books.
That's crazy.
Yeah? So as a young lady, please, that 5 minutes, 10 minutes of fun is nothing. Your financial freedom, your intellect power is what you need to be aiming at. Because that is what will give you the bargaining power to be able to set standards, expectations, and choose right.
Most
Don't
definitely.
be loose because you are hungry. Some of them, you talk about them and they'll tell you, oh, Ghana is hard. There's no job. Go and get ice water.
Yeah.
You will keep your dignity intact when you are selling ice water.
Yeah.
Now hopping with 10, 15, how many men? 3, 4 men.
Indomie.
And then you collect the money and go and give it to your mother sitting at home, looking at you, different cars coming to pick you up. Yeah. Shame on you, those mothers.
Conditioning their children.
On
they condition their children to act the same way as they did. There are some mothers, they don't even love their own daughters. They don't want the best for their own.
Some of us, we have some of these young ladies who are doing some of these things and they call us. And sister, just sometimes they stay on on the phone and they cry to us.
Yes.
They cry to us because they don't want to do what they are doing, but they feel obligated to look after the whole family. And that's why they are doing what they are doing. Why should they be put in that situation?
Most definitely.
Why? Protect your womb before I finish and go. Protect your womb as a woman, as a young girl coming up. And make sure that if you do nothing on this earth, every child that you breed from your womb, make sure that the man, the child knows the man, that you know the man, and make that man responsible fully for that child. Because listen, you will not listen to us. It is when you have a baby, that is when you will know that you need the support emotionally from the man who made you pregnant.
Yes.
Sometimes that baby is crying. If you're not lucky and you went for CS, that baby is crying. You are in pain. Who do you think will support you? That man needs to pick up that baby and tell you that everything is going to be okay.
Yes.
So please, when you get ready, you want to breed, make sure you choose the man who is you are breeding with, and make sure he's fully responsible. Even if the relationship doesn't work out, make him come into that child's life and do his part 110%.
Yes.
Enough of that single mother confederation. Enough. Enough. They will make you single mothers and call you born one, born two. Enough.
Yeah.
You are not with him. Let him be there for that child. 50-50. He picks the child Monday to Wednesday. You pick the child Wednesday to Saturday. He picks him. Do it together. Enough. Don't go. You are pregnant. We are asking you, who is the father of your child? Some of you will not talk. They have to beat you. They have to maltreat you. You will not tell your family who the father of the child is. Why? Why? You will keep quiet. Oh, I'm shielding. I don't want to. He's a popular person. I don't want to talk. When you were in bed with the person didn't think they were popular.
That's right.
Now, Mr. Sam, funny before me fear. Me bow dia wo be ma no.
Atasi too rough, intense.
This is not bow dia me bow dia wo be ba ko so sisadwa. Me bow dia wo be say 5.
And then ho asia ho kra na me ye ne first. Enya adwuma. E na ade akodi sansam phone no.
Next time, it's enough.
It's
not cool. Ladies, anybody who tells you, hey, we are doing wrongs, listen. Don't do it. You will regret in the future. I am telling you.
That's right.
Most women who do runs, they always end up with a man that they really did not like. They will be there for their money or something. But deep down, they cry every day. Be wise.
Very wise.
Your brain, everything you need as a woman to excel is up here. It's not between your legs.
I'm telling you.
It's in your brains.
Women are better
than that.
There are
women who are making decisions that change the world every single day in boardrooms.
That's right.
Women, there are women who are changing the narratives of this world with their brains. They are not using what is between their legs.
No.
It's their brains. Please, let's be wise. Sister Adwoa, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Monique. I mean, thank you so much for coming on, because this is like, oh my gosh, that is like mind-blowing, very insightful information. And she hit the nail on the coffin on every point that she made. Sister Monique, God bless. So let me read some comments that came through during the time that Sister Monique was talking. I didn't want to, disrupt her, because sometimes when you're talking and you are on the roll, and someone, kind of interrupt, you can use your thought, you can lose your thoughts, and the flow will not go accordingly. So thank you so much, sis, for sharing your wisdom. So let me go back. Let me make sure. See that Nanaraba has joined in a while ago, greeting everyone. And prior to Sister Monique coming on, talking about that irresponsibility, because we do talk a lot about men this, men that, but I feel like there are so many situations, scenarios, matters that when as women we come on live on social media to do educative program, we do not talk about. And we do have some poor characteristic with some women out there, and their moms, family members, friends, other people are condoning it, and we shouldn't have to condone it, right? We need to call a spade when people are displaying certain behavior that we know is not healthy for the youth, the new generation. Like, I don't want my 14-year-old daughter seeing me on social media, and I'm talking about certain things that I know she will not benefit nothing from it. My 16-year-old Raymond is adult already, so he doesn't need, we talk and everything. um and I give advice, but he's a grown young man. So but his dad and myself have taught him, when he something is pressing on him, he can come and talk to us and ask us if he needs assistance or he's unsure about something, because we don't want him listening to people on social media or talking to friends who have nothing better to do but to be drunkard. We have a lot of youth, some youth, let me say some, and adults who go out in the community, get young people drunk, because I feel like there are so many people, their action alone, because sometimes they will have sexual interaction with a female or a man, and most of the men will say is that the woman gave it was consensual, but it may not be consensual, in terms of how they went about it. Because if a man intentionally gets a woman drunk, now that man is a predator. They groom certain people just to have sexual interaction with them, because we have a lot of African women who lost their virginity because it was forced upon them, the pressure, and they are either embarrassed or afraid to report it, because Mama Ya said it earlier, poverty in tea. A lot of people, but like, don't just be too loose, because as women, we need to have value. We need to know our self-worth. Women, we are not just about being used as a sex object. We have to respect ourselves. We have to learn to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, be financially independent. Our culture, Ghanaian culture, teaches a suppressed women. But as time goes on and people, being educated, and people choosing to educate themselves or acquire knowledge, a lot of people are breaking through and breaking through the circle. But it's not enough. It's not enough at all. So we need to be able, as in life coach. Um, we need to be able to kind of like learn to identify things that will help us, succeed in life, to grow, and to also learn to say no. We need to say no more than our yes, right? But just because, Sister Monique said something in regards to like, I know of someone who sell ice water. Ice water. His child will go out in the community and sell them, and some people came to the house to buy ice water, right? That was the business that he did for most of his life, and he was able to buy a plot to build a house. He established himself. So it's like, if there is no jobs, you can create nowadays with technology. There's a lot. People can become their own, self-employed. It's up to you. You get to do that, right? So a lot of times I don't even understand why you have some women who are so loose, especially the minute they see money. Growing up, I'm not just saying this to show off, but like, I started working. My parents allowed me to start working when I was 19. And when I was 19 and I started working prior to 19, my mom got me a credit card, and she was the one paying my credit card on a monthly basis. So like, being that she was paying my credit card, I misused the credit card. I wasn't responsible at all, because when you withdraw cash advance from credit card, the finance charges that they put on is very high. Some of them go as high as to 30% or above, right? So it's like when you take out money, you end up paying triple the amount that you took out by the time you pay, if you paying the minimum amount that the credit card company is requesting for. And they do that basically just to entrap you. In US, a lot of the banks, and even some of the banks, the government works with them, so they will encourage the banks to give out credit cards to the minorities, which is the Black community. With the Black community, you have a lot of people who can, who are struggling, and they can barely make it. They don't have enough. Most of them live from paycheck to paycheck, and the amount that they earn is not even enough to pay every bill for this month. So guess what? Every time they are in debt. So some banks will give out the credit card. They will loan it to you for you to spend it, because if you have credit card, like if I have credit card, so if I have my credit card, right? If I have it and I can go out in the community and buy anything that I want, depending my credit limit. So let's say I have 5,000 credit limit. The credit card company had given me that freedom to use as much of that money. I can spend up to that 5,000. My credit score will drop. Shoot, it will go down because I max up my credit card. But some people, they don't even think about that. Some people will max up their credit card, and then in the month, if I spend $5,000 in the month, they will send me a statement, a bill, right? And they asking me to pay $100 or 150. I have never have a credit statement that had asked me to pay more than $60. So they ask you to pay as little as possible. In your mind, this credit card, even though you have maxed it up, they asking you to pay it back little by little. So being someone, if you're not intelligent and you don't use your critical thinking, and you paying the minimum amount that they're asking you to pay, sometimes it will take you 5 to 10 years or even 15 years to pay for that 5,000. So if you paying, let's say $50 a month now, not only that $50 is not going towards your balance. Out of that $50, they might take finance charges of up to $30. So it's only $20 that they're going to deduct from your balance. A lot of people don't even read through the small, print. For me, I read everything. So it's like, they're gonna ask, and if you like max this out, you go to a store, a clothing store, and they'll be like, oh, you can apply for the store card, you will get a discount. And you get so excited, you go and get a discount for your first shopping, right? Keep in mind, every store have coupons online. So even without the card, with the store card, you may get extra amount of money. It could be extra dollar. Some people don't take time to calculate. It could be $2 or $5 the most, right? But because of that, you're going to ask for a card. Meanwhile, you already in debt. So you have multiple cards. Before you know it, you own so much money, you cannot handle it. And by the time you pay off even one credit card, the limit is 5,000. You spend the whole thing, you will end up paying that credit card company $20,000, or by the time you're done paying, if you're paying the minimum amount. So this is how they make money out of their customers, the consumers. So you have to be smart, right? The percentage, because if you have a credit card, because in US you can't get away from that, you can even build your credit card. They have American Express. You can literally build your credit by putting your own money into the credit. The credit they will give you, they will approve for you, has zero amount, but they will start sending you bill to start paying. So you accumulating your own money, even though you haven't purchased nothing from them. That's your own money. So when you start spending, it's your own money you spending. So you don't own them nothing. But a lot of people don't take that. They just take the ones that the bank will give it to them. So they will make money out of you. And they go after the Black people, Africans, because most of us don't think far ahead. Okay, so let me read the comments and then I'll do promo. Yes. Okay. Mhm. Okay, Arabi says she likes the yellow love. It reminds her of sunshine and happiness. That's true. So my brother Kinsman Atuguru had said earlier that is true. Agree with her 100% when Sister Monique was talking. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it. Oh, thanks for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. And then Mama Ya says your greatest asset is your mind. It's your mind, oh Tom. Mama, yeah, if people can understand that or hear it, I mean, I just don't understand. If you, what Sister Monique was saying, got Mama, yeah, to say Charlie, now you say, at the end, do critical. Mama, yeah, got Charlie, now do critical. Mama, yeah, say, OMG. Bro, it's crazy. Arabi said, it's very sad, Mama. Yeah. So let me see. Let me keep going. I just want to catch up. And then Arabi said earlier, please, Mama Ya and I have books in case you change your mind today to be a better version of yourself. It's like serious matter. We need to be a better version of ourselves every single day on a daily basis. You cannot be the same way that you were yesterday. You always need to learn something new. Even like, if you are done with school, like what I do is that every day I learn one different vocabulary words, to understand, use it to form words, sentence, and have clear understanding of it. We have to educate ourselves. You cannot try to depend on people. Our community, I feel like we are all taught to be conditioned. I mean, when it comes to certain aspect, women are taught to be conditioned to be receptive to whatever comes to them, to be a doormat, to deal with foolishness, to stick with, don't break up a family and all that, which is nonsense. Because I mean, like, listen, we cannot fix stupid. And stupidity is not a behavior that we are born with it. It's a behavior that people learn, right? So it is a whole lot. Arab B said, Mama Ya said, our foundation is so weak. I kid you not, Mama Ya. Like sometimes, I try to look at different scenarios and aspect, because everybody have their mind, how people understand things. There are some people, it don't matter how many times that you explain things to them in whichever way, they will not understand it. They will still like, and some of them will even get into an argument with you. Some of them will resort into insult, disrespect, just because they cannot grasp what you are trying to tell them. You can use basic communication and they still will not understand. We do have people in our circle, around us, on social media, who is not on baseline. They are beneath baseline. And such people, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, in a respectful manner, whatever standards you provide, they will not get you. So the best way is plan ignoring, move on, disregard them, because and this type of people, they're the one who seek attention the most. They are very loud. Empty barrels are the loudest, right? So Arabi said, Mama Ya, things fall apart. The center cannot fold. I'm telling you, I love James Broadwin, Things Fall Apart. That book is incredible. I read it in high school because in 11th grade we actually have to like read it and write a report about it. He is such a great um, writer, and he also have another one. He has a lot of books. The ones that I read in high school was Things Fall Apart and Black and White. It was crazy, mind blowing. Ebi before yɛmpɛ adesua. Sɛ yɛpɛ adesua a anke yɛni abie ntam. If we are united, yɛbɛ develop so much. But because of jealousy, greediness, enviousness, selfish interest, lies upon lies, like division, suppression, lower standards, um, being a hypocrite in so many double standards, and so many other negative aspects. No matter what we do, we're not going anywhere. We're stuck. But some of us, we have break free. We speak our mind, and we don't have to insult. Foolishness, I say foolishness because even when you go in the Bible, in the dictionary, words that are in the dictionary, I'll say it because it's a reality. Every child, including us adults, because we were not born this way. We were born as a baby, a child, right? We were all born innocent. We become what we are based on people we listen to, we follow. we interact with, we date, we get married to, and so forth, based on our poor decisions, because some of us don't want to learn. And if you don't want to learn, I am not responsible for nobody but myself. And in order for me to extend myself to others, I need to be able to identify my flaws, work on them, make sure I hold on to all my strength, polish it, which means learn other coping skills. Open my ears to be an active listener and listen to people who are smart, intelligent, knowledgeable, and have wisdom. I cannot listen to fools, because listening, if you follow fools, you become a fool yourself. I'm not doing that. We each on this earth for a purpose. So if you get married to stupid, you can fix stupid. So you will end up being one. And it's a fact. I'm not just making things up. Hudson Life Coach, how are you doing? Thank you. He said, sometimes you hear some things and it takes you time to process, and you have nothing to say, because each time we use that letters, it says a lot. It's powerful, because not only do you hear, you understand, and you know, like, a lot of things that happen, and you cannot fathom with why is that some people still do not get it. Because sometimes, the littlest things you say is even more powerful than saying a whole lot more, Bless you, sister. Oh, bless you as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for your contribution. I love when people, contribute, they engage, because it's helpful. Tells me I'm not just here for my own. Mama Ya says powerful when the things that a lot of things that Stamoni put out here, my gosh, it's like sometimes, she says so much, and I don't want to be repeating a whole lot of stuff. So that's why I'm going through the comments also. And our our dear husband life coach said discipline and common sense. I didn't want to go there, but or the other common sense. Some people do not even understand the meaning of common sense. Every single one of us, even dogs, animals, are born with common sense. At times, you will see a dog and a human being walking on the street, and you see commotion going on. That dog will turn around and go the opposite direction once it gives itself a couple seconds to process what is happening. It's not going to run towards the problem. It's going to run away from the problem unless they are with their masters, and their master is in medical, it needs medical help. They will go and get medical help for their owners. But if they see a commotion going on, because dogs are man's best friend, they sense things. They will move away. If they are with their owner or their master, they will hold on to their clothes, something to pull them to leave. But if you have a dog and a human being standing there, they see a commotion, the dog will move away. You see that human being walk towards the problem to see what is happening. Sometimes being a bystander, you can end up losing your life, getting on a life, because you went towards the problem instead of moving away. Sometimes you can call help if the person needs help. You're walking on the street, someone, pass out and hit the ground. You know, I I have a certificate for CPR, but I'm not going to go out in the community and give anyone CPR. No, the jobs that I do, we get trained for that. You need to have that knowledge. Because if you are with someone and something happened to the person, you have to know how to respond, because every second counts. And as a mother, as a parent, I need to um, be able to support my family. God forbid, if something happens at home or we out in the community, I can do that. Because if a stranger, something happened and you have the means to help, you call for medical emergency, and they come, right, at time. Because if the person is unconscious and you start CPR and you end up breaking their ribs or something, they can sue you. You need permission. And if the person is not able to give you that and you perform it and something happens, you in trouble. So, you need to have that knowledge. Don't put yourself in a situation, but a lot of people do not have common sense. And sometimes you hear people talk and you be like, what the heck? What is going on? Like, what's the end of and the end game of this? Arabi says personal development can never be underrated. That's true. We have to develop ourselves, do self work, basically self everything. You cannot change people unless they want to change, but you can change you. I can change me. So we have to focus on ourselves. Some of us have been so traumatized, we don't even see things the way we need to. This is red. Some people, they see black and white and they will tell you it's the opposite color. It's crazy. Amaya said, no, no, no. Responding to Arabi, create one la. We need to do better. Arabi said the worth of knowledge online, and some are free or cost little to learn. I'm telling you, some people don't want to even pay for nothing. They want to. One thing that really gets to me when it comes to our Ghanaian community and society, the ones who do not want to do nothing, the ones who do not sweat, they are the ones who are expensive. They demand for everything. They will fight to the teeth for something that does not belong to them. Can you imagine? They did not sweat for a penny, but they will fight for someone who has sweat. They will unalive someone who did all the hard work just to enjoy somebody else's blessings. Now, if you come from a country who does not, they don't care. They don't care. You see, a lot of times, majority of Ghanaians love the dead more than when you are alive. So that's why it's important to invest in ourselves. Make sure you enjoy life, because tomorrow is never promised. And there's always tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. Another day has come. Do something new in your life. Yesterday has gone. Another day has come. Do something new in your life. Do something new in your life. Something brand new in your life. Something new in your life. Oh Lord, my switching you maybe. Do something new in your life. Something new in your life. Something new in your life. Mhm. The thing is, whatever has happened, today is today. Today is Sunday for some of us. And in some countries, it's Monday already. Under no circumstance can I go back and change something that I said or Sister Monique said earlier in here at this moment. We can never stop time. We can never catch up with time. We have to take one day at a time, and we have to do right. Things we have been taught that is beneficial, we hold on to it. The ones that we have been taught that is not beneficial, we delete it, or we learn coping skills that will help us polish it, advance it, make it beneficial. Things that are working, we need to hold on to it. Do not live your life based on hearsay. When you hear things, even if I'm saying it, take time, process it, have clear understanding, do research, and see if it will help you. If Sister Monique comes here and she says she shared that her marriage is working based on some of the things that she has been doing, I need to be receptive to that and listen, make notes, take notes and with the key points and see, practice if this can help me. Most of us know effective communication, open communication, health communication is one of the tools that every single person, a parent, a sister, a brother, aunt, uncle, we need to learn and teach our children, the little ones. Because learning communication, an effective one, will help you go a long way with your work, the job that you do. When there's a debate, you know when to speak, when not to speak. Sometimes there are some things people say and do, you don't even need to say anything. Your silence alone will tell them a lot. How we interact with people, we need to learn to respect ourselves and others. One of my pet peeves, oh my gosh, it's like when you talking with someone and the person is saying something, they break, and you want to say something and they cut you off and they talk down at you like you nothing. It's rude. Most Ghanaian men and women are very rude. They don't know how to talk to people. And it's really bad. Why can't we change this? It's just crazy. Someone said, yes, yes, our community does not like education. That's where they are where they are. Knowledge is power, indeed. Sister Arabi said, instead of the rant and raving, why not learn something as well when you come online? I'm telling you, platforms that people educate, you go over there, you hardly see anyone. But platform, people are insulting, cursing, hmm, ruining someone's reputation, defamation, and all that. You see thousands and thousands of people over there cheering them on. Hey, Obra. Na wei wokɔ ware bia, wobɛyɛ dan akɔ w'anim. Da bia na otim baabi a wotim. Sumro. No more say, boss lady, I've almost to say, it's bad. Somebody said, true common sense is not common. I'm telling you, common sense is not so common. Hey, sometimes some people open their mouth and you'll be saying in your head, please close your mouth. This is like, God damn, where is this person coming from? Sometimes when some people talk now, it's like they were pulled from the ground. They did not even come from a woman's womb. It's crazy. It's just terrible. Mama Ya says the dog assessed the situation. In Kramai, ɛwɔ nimdeɛ papapapapa te sɛ ɔmo obi wɔ hɔnom a ɔpɛ krama asɛm ɛsiane sɛ they sense things, even spiritual things, they sense it. I remember when my parents were in Ghana at Osetutu, because my father was a teacher over there. We used to have dogs, and in the middle of the night, or sometimes even in the afternoon, you see someone pass, right? And they will stop barking, and you'll be like, why is this dog barking so much? And cats, if you have a cat, so now at some point, you know something is bound to happen, because it's just crazy. I make Misha me can this in chi, because sometimes you be on marker. No, Misha, now me will be say me 82, 73. So that's 9 years. Around that time, I was 8.5 going to 9 years. My younger sister, Crisscross, and my nephew, my sister's first child, the day that they were born, the day before that they were born, from the night into the early morning, we used to have dogs and cats. Oh, hold on. We used to have dogs earlier, and then they all perished because a neighbor put poison in dead chicken and fed it to them, so we had to put them down. But when we moved to the other place, we have a lot of cats. And the day before, into the middle of the night, the next day, we have cats, and they kept crying like something was happening. It will get quiet, and then you hear them crying. It was crazy and scary. I was young and I was scared, and I was wondering why they just kept going at it. And I didn't want to go outside because it's in the middle of the night. I'm not going outside. But I didn't know what was happening. By morning time, I realized my mom and my older sister were not in the house, right? But I didn't put two and two together. Can you believe? Yes, sorry, anopano. Ma me me sister no mo call hospital. Na me de me nim so mo call. But the me hu ye ewo the compound hono. It scared my foot out of my shoe, because in Jinamwana ye wono ebi mu disappear, but ebi mu nso no na they were in pieces. Something happened to them. Up to today, I still cannot understand what transpired in between. And sometimes you come for and something happened for that to happen. So it's crazy. And I was whatever took place, I was happy that my younger sister and my nephew were safe and they were okay. But damn, it was crazy, right? Sometimes you see things, it's traumatizing and stuff. So let me see. Arabi says, change you, then you can pour from a cup overflowing. I know when you do work on yourself, you can automatically you can transfer onto others. When you learn to love yourself, you will learn to love others. Obinka said, Arabi said, hallelujah. I don't know what was being said. And hey, someone louder on which one? I mean, possible. Into 2025 na daben. Mama ya, ask again. Daben. Manners lacking. I know a lot of Ghanaian women and lots of Ghanaian men, they don't know how to talk to people. Very rude, disrespectful, despicable, like they don't have any manners at all. Like they don't even think. I don't think, most people, they even think before they speak. They just open their mouth and they start pouring, which is not good. Learn good manners. Know when to speak, what to speak, and give people opportunity. Like a lot of times now, I think, well, being selective on social media, I don't go on certain platforms because, listen, I'm not going to bring your problem and add it to mine for it to like worry me and stress me out. No. Like when you go on platforms and you share your opinion, and you may have someone there who lack of common sense, and they will come, instead of speaking their mind or how they understand things, they will mention your name. I don't agree with what Sister Monique or Sister Adwoa Odo, Mama Ya said. What does that have to do with us? If you don't understand us and you don't agree with us now, we are okay with that. Just come and say, this is my thoughts. And then you pour it out there. If I want to take it, I'll take it. If I don't want to take it, I don't need to take it. So why are you gonna? And then not only that, they have the audacity to try to get you to agree with their nonsense. Like you don't have any mind. There are so many people who have brains sitting in their head and it's shrinking because the less you learn, your brain will start shrinking. The more you learn, your brain will expand, so you become more wiser. We have some people walking around, some in our circle, some we interact with, and some in our families and our, people we associate with. They're walking with an empty head. Whatever you say, it doesn't stick. It's not, it goes here and it comes out of here. They don't understand. They can't even process it. Someone said they love negativity and destruction. That is the most saddest thing. It's sickening how negativity sells. And people are attractive to it. Most people don't want to be receptive to the truth. So the more they do that, right? Because if someone comes and they fool around and they get in a lot of views, a lot of gifts, a lot of attention now, they're going to come back the next day or a day after and double down, triple down, quadruple down. And it just keep going. It's like a chain reaction. They keep doing it, right? And for sometimes I don't even know. I don't know. Sad negativity and destruction. It's like the internet never forgets. So it don't matter if you delete it, because even me being live right now, somebody have their phone recording some areas what I'm saying. Once they record that, you can delete what you have here, but what the person record while you were doing live program, no, they have it on their personal phone. How are you going to delete that? So what you said, they heard. What you did, they saw. So they can put it around anytime. They can send it on WhatsApp. I remember in New York here, I can't say the church name, but there was a church leader who have, her, she slept with someone, and for the I don't know why they recorded themselves, and she and her husband, you know did the do, and they recorded it. And I think that, no, she tried to send the video to her husband, and she made a mistake and sent it through the WhatsApp group. So which means over 20 people in that WhatsApp group received it. By the time she realized and deleted, a whole other people had already seen it and forwarded. It became a big deal. Eh? A big deal in the Bronx, New York. It was crazy. Now, how do you come back from that? Your church members, right? Men and women, they saw everything, they heard everything. And if a child or a young person hears and see that, that's traumatizing. Why do some of you feel the need to record yourself when you're doing certain things? That's unacceptable. Like taking certain inappropriate pictures with friends doing that to each other, exes, like just because you and I dated, some, and we no longer together, how we broke up, as to whether in a good way, in a bad way, you have no right to put someone else's, private things on social media. It's a crime. But if you don't know, you don't have knowledge of it, you will allow people to bully you, to do so many things to you. It's just crazy. So that, Sister Monique, that negativity and distraction, no matter what we say and do, is going to be in existence. But we can protect ourselves by setting boundaries, because you don't allow such people to come in your circle or even entertain it. I asked this question, and I'm asking here today. When you go on social media, as a woman, as a man, as a person who have common sense, even if you don't have emotional intelligence, or you are knowledgeable, and you see someone supering somebody, defaming someone, insulting someone because they don't agree with the person, or the person says something that they do not like, instead of using their words effectively and having the person understand, listen, I cannot allow you to say this. I cannot have you come in here and disrespect anyone on this platform, right? And resolve the matter. By you over there liking, loving, and sharing it, who is the dumb, who is the dumber, and who is the dumbest? Between the three, who is the dumb, dumber, dumbest? You promote something that you have another human being insulting, disrespecting, defaming. Like, ain't nobody in their right mind will go on social media and watch a video that you did, that you insult that person. That person is dumber than you who made the video. But Everything that you see that you know is not right, when the politician, whomsoever, does things not to your liking or is unacceptable, and we have to hold everyone accountable, including ourselves. You can address that matter, that issue, by letting the person know your disappointment. Use your words, express yourself. Don't be too emotional. Don't go and insult. Brother David, I can't wait to say you more craba. Don't go and insult. Eh? Say what is in your heart and have the person understand. We expecting better from you. And then you put in your ideas. That person will be more inclined to sit and listen to everything that you say, more than, because if you're watching something, you hear your name and the person is insulting you. Sometimes you have to look at the person's face. You'll be like, I'm going to choose. Thank you, Akram boy. You're going to choose to respond it, but it's not everything that you have to use plain ignoring. Some things you have to address it directly, because some things that is wrong with some Ghanaian people, due to their dysfunctionalness, their lack of knowledge, their inability to understand boundaries and to understand respect. If someone says something hurtful or bad or trying to ruin your reputation and you don't say nothing, they think you are afraid of them. So they're going to keep going. They're going to double down, triple down as they go, because they think, oh, she sees me, not she's scared. So I'm just going to do more things, say more things. So it's always important to, make sure you address the person and the person know. And don't go over there doing it generous. You mention name. You let the person know. Listen, just because I'm not responding, that does not mean that I'm afraid of you. But let me tell you one or two things. This is me. This is how it's going to be. The next time you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to find out. And I'm going to show you. Me, I'm going to use the law against you. I don't have time for foolishness and all that craziness. You're not going to pull me down. You see, as you educate people or you educate yourself, never wait for anyone to catch up with you. Because when you climb up, you can choose to lean down and lift someone over. If the person wants to be helped, they will extend their hands for you to help them up. But for people who have wicked mind and heart, or people who do not have pure heart or clear mind, if you make a mistake and you do not pay attention and you lean over to help someone, uplift someone, what that person is going to do to you, they're going to grab hold of your hands and pull your behind down. They're going to break you, stamp on you. They don't want your help. So, focus on you. Don't just lose your focus. Always focus. And just do the best that you can. We can't save everyone. Those who wants to listen will listen. Those who do not, that's their problem, not yours. Stuck in a rut. Mama Ya. Hey, Mama Ya. So everywhere you put there, and have punches. True that. Arabi said they need to feed their demons. They can sit still and reflect to become better. That's sad. Very true. Cats are spiritual. I'm telling you, Sister Monique, that image, as I was speaking about it, it was still in my head. It was crazy. But whatever transpired, I know those cats saved my baby sister and my nephew. It was crazy. And thank God they were both okay. And my mom talked about my mom had a difficult delivery. That was the last baby my mom had, because she said after she had her, she lost so much blood, she almost died. They, like they gave her a whole lot, but each time they give, she start like it start coming out. Hey, when my mom talk about her delivery, like with our baby sister, it's crazy. So she was like, I said to myself, no more, because she almost lost her life on that day. Hmm. Hmm. Nipa bone. Mama ya makani. Mama ya say you can sing. You can sing. We won't change. What you missed this comment? Why? Oh, Mama ya. Thank you. Thank you. Me bo auto. Ebe mu ana me di ne number bi e bi K me ka say K bonyuma. Hey, K dia bonyuma. Send your nipa ne to no sa na obeto na say, hey, na you don't have your own. Mama ya says child. It's MPO. Oh Lord. Oh, Arabi, the internet is bothering you again. Mama ya says no boundaries. Serious matter. Hey, Sister Monique said, when you see that word, nah, it covers a lot. Head on, Mama ya. I see. Arabi says some people don't like peace. So, well, peace is just an Ewe name for them, I guess. Oh, I see. We choose our battles, of course, sis, because there are some things we don't need to even bother ourselves with. I mean, we don't own nobody. And like when you focus on people, you lose your focus. And a lot of times, what happens? Everything that you do, you the one who's gonna lose out of it. You lose out of it. Like, I don't want to give my energy to people. I don't want, like, I like peace. I like peace. I just don't want send them a kind. Obi awe Jimmy. Weird thing, Jimmy. You can't fix stupid, so don't go there. Mama Ya says ready and willing only. It's serious matter. Mama Ya say peace is sweet, pa. I'm telling you. So Arabi, come on up, oh. You writing, so I can see that your internet is fine. Natsi, good evening to you as well. How you doing? Thank you. Every time I see my name, love, it makes me feel good. I love my name. Arabi, welcome.
Thank you, sis. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Sister Monique was like, she it was critical. She was pouring so much knowledge, and I forgot to have her, because once she made her point, she went off. So she didn't even get to do her promo, but I'll do it for her as we go along. So just do your promo, or you want to say something first before you do the promo?
No.
Thank God.
I think we've said all we need to say, and we've written most of what we need to write.
That's very true.
I saw Mama Ya saying peace is sweet. Oh yes, peace is very sweet.
It is so.
Peace and sound mind. And you choosing your battles and not getting involved in matter with no concern. So I'm gonna do the promo.
No problem.
So the name is Lulu Finish, and we are into promo video.
Hey, hold on, Arabi, K, come here. Hey, Sammy asked me about K. No, when I says that he doesn't have his own voice, he's always copying whatever voice. He said, "What am I saying?" When he did Pupu voice, Did someone teach him the poo voice? You understand? One time we were talking and he started singing. He was like, oh, and I was like, where did this come from? He said, that's the poo voice.
Ow, put the voice.
Honey, go ahead. Oh my gosh.
So promo videos and flyers, banners, posters. If you have goods and services, you want someone to market it for you. You want someone to put it out there so that you get an audience for your products and services. Feel free to DM me and I'll get in touch with you. And also, every last Monday of the month, I do Graceful Gems with our Amazon international best-selling author, Mama Ya.
Yes.
Who goes by the former name Yafoda Atobra. If you go on Amazon and you type in her name, Yafoda Atobra, her books will pop up. She's written 6 books, and more are coming. So I do Graceful Gems with her every last Monday of the month. We take verses from the Bible and we talk about issues of life using these verses in the Bible to bring up moral and issues that can help us live better lives. Where we've gone wrong, we put it right. And then I'm in the Infragilist IAE course. Infragilist IAE is our OI ambassador. OI means osteogenesis imperfecta, which is also called brittle bone disease. IAE suffers from, I think, I don't know, I think it's her spectrum is 3. And these are people whose bones break easily. They can sneeze and break a bone.
My God.
And so IE is raising awareness about the condition. Currently, there are over 10 children that they're taking care of. So if you can support in any way, cash or kind, we would so much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sis. Mama Ya said, thank you for the promo, sis. More are coming. No, dear. On hold for now. Why? Yeah, but say it's on hold, but there's still more gonna come. So I think say she's on point. It's not coming right now, but in due time it will still come. You will coach us. I'll be there like I'm waiting, sis. I'm waiting. Why? All right, now, okay. So let me put this. Arabi, once I'm done with the promo, remind me because I want to touch a little base about most of our people loving the dead more than the living. I will come back to that. So we have Sister Monique. Those who miss her submission, I'll make sure I will go back and I'll bring part of her submission and post it because sometimes TikTok will generate some. Other times, I have to literally go in there and pick out certain parts and stuff like that, just so you guys will hear the nuggets that she brought up. And she made a lot of great points. But she does live program on TikTok every other Friday at 9 o'clock UK time with Monique Candy Talks. So you guys tune in to support her. We also have, I love for Arabi to come because when she does come, she make my job easier. And she's able to provide all the bullet points, the most important ones. And I love that. We have Sister Aisha Ankara, she sells Juice Plus natural supplement. It's not medication, it's a supplement. I use the Omega since 2020. So you guys make sure if you would like to have
my sister-in-law Adwoa, can you call Christiana Mensa FaceTime video
and tell her, hold on. Okay, let her know that I'm doing live video. I'll call her when I'm done. Okay. So like wherever you are, all over the world, you can reach out to Sister Aisha. Also, if you are on Facebook, you see my screen. Her website is there to go order the juice plus. The omega, it helps me be able to like make sure I get my energy up because prior to taking it in the morning, it was very difficult for me to get up on time. I'll wake up and I'll keep pressing my alarm snooze, and sometimes I'm always rushing, and when you drive and you're rushing, sometimes you can um create a situation, unnecessary situation. So what I do, you're welcome, Sister Monique. What I do is that I'll set the alarm. Once my alarm comes on, I will snooze it for the first time, and then I will get up and swing my legs down the bed. I don't get off the bed just like that, because whenever you go to sleep and you do wake up, get off your bed, the safety way is to just sit at the edge of your bed for a minute to 2 minutes. Just give your legs some time for the blood to circulate, because a lot of times, sometimes, you may stand up and fall down. I had a situation, I wasn't even sleeping. I was sitting in a chair. That's one of my former job. I was sitting in a chair and I crossed my leg. I sat on my leg for a long time and I didn't realize. So I got up to go get something. And Arabi, before I know it, the minute I stood up, I found myself on the floor. Just like that. Thank God I only twisted my ankle. I didn't break but I heard a click. So I at first I thought I broke my foot or something. So just make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So reach out to our Sister Aisha and buy Juice Plus. The Omega is $30. Well, it's 32 in dollars. So I'm not sure how much it's gonna cost for other people, how much they have to spend. Um, but some people it might be too expensive, so you can get other supplements. And then she sells kitchenware, which is pots, the set, and place set. If the shipment is going to cost more than how much you purchase for the merchandise, then she will direct you elsewhere. She also sell Avon products, and you have to base in UK to purchase those. Yeah, if you live outside UK, you won't be able to get that. And then we have our sister Angelina Ban, Angie's Talk, Facebook and TikTok. She talks about our 21st century nurse one. She talks about our wellness and mental illness. Sometimes she also go outside of that. And then you have y'all see this shirt I'm wearing, right? It has my name. It says Adwoa Odo Mensa Show. That's from Sister Sage Williams. The shirt wasn't that. She printed my name in it. So if you want her to print your name, if you have a nickname that you love from your childhood and you want to show it off, you want her to print it in there, you can pick any color of shirt and she will print it in there for you. If you like, with Sister Monique, Candid Talks, like she can print all that, like all that can be done. Mama Ya, whatsoever, Arabi, Lulu Snitch, all that she can print. So you go to sageshare.com to get some of this authentic merchandises. The t-shirt, she has different patterns and designs, different colors. If you do go to sageshare.com and you don't see a color of shirt that you would like, but you see the design that you really like to get, please don't leave. There's a comment box over there. You can write in there the color of shirt that you want. And once you order everything, and your email address is a must, your phone number is optional, then she will get back to you to make sure she confirmed the order. Dresses, 85% of dresses is one size fit all. If you tall, slim, big, short, it's still gonna fit you. 15% you need to, as a woman, you need to have a 32 waist size to in order for you to get yourself into that dress and zip it up. Creams with shea butter. I've been using her cream. My skin is so sweet, and I have a caramel skin. I love my skin. Brown, whatsoever you want to call it. I call it caramel. And then jewelries, earrings, bracelet, necklaces, all that she sells those, beads, um, handbags, scarf, duku, and other accessories. SageShare.com. Her customer service is fantastical. I've been ordering stuff from her website, SageShare.com, since 2020. I have never had any problems with her customer service, and she's so nice. I mean, her customer service is excellent. She always send me the tracking number, but I never pay any mind to it. She does it for me. She let me know the day that I'm going to receive when the package does arrive in New York, and then when they are going to deliver to my door, she will let me know, and sure enough, it does come through. So you guys support our sister Sage Williams. Go to her website, sageshare.com. She's known as Lady Coco on TikTok, T-shirt by Sages. You go to TikTok, you should be able to see some of the her posts and things that she put out there from her website. Promotes over there. We also have our sister um, Belinda Ejare. She has an African store in the Bronx, New York, B&B African Caribbean Market, located at 1163 Boston Road, Bronx. Hi, baby. How you doing? Okay. No, come on. Oh, mommy is wearing Ghana jollof. Come stand behind me. You can come this way. It's okay. Go further back. Ghana jollof. Let me put my head down. The J is missing right there. This girl is sharing my shirt, my t-shirts with me, because she wears the same. I mean, she wears smaller size, but she prefer wearing um medium. So I have medium and large. Yeah. So I fit myself in medium depending how the um materials cut and stuff like that. So she looks cute, right? Hmm. So you have Sister Belinda Ejare, BNB African Caribbean Market, located at 1163 Boston Road, Bronx, New York, 10456. To get the best African food to support our Sister Belinda Ejare. And then we have Mama Ya, Ya for the Atobra, our Autobacco. Mama Ya, her Facebook page to go like and follow it is Auntie Ya's Book Corner. Her YouTube page is Auntie Ya's Book Channel. She does come live on Facebook once every month on Saturday at 11 a.m. MST time, 1 p.m. EST time. And she also have Auntie Ya's Own It Academy coaching and book publishing services. I would recommend her to you because my book, which is at Amazon, Unveiling My Life, A Guide to Breaking Free and Reclaiming My Life. She was my coach, and she is a good Mama. Yeah, I wanted to use the D word, but I'm taking that out. I'm going to see your book. I'm taking that out. Yeah, she's a good coach. So if you want her if you want to tell your story, you want her to coach you or ghost write for you, edit, and so many things, you can reach out to her through her messenger on Facebook if you don't have her WhatsApp number, or like on TikTok, she's known as Mama Ya. Yeah, further. So like she put a daily nuggets on social media, on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So when you subscribe her YouTube Auntie Ya's book channel, just make sure you click on the doorbell to all. So when she does come live, you get the notification. You know that she's there. Being that she's an author, to ask questions, because some of us, we don't do good crow. When you come, you can ask questions about her book, what her motivation was, and at what point, just any questions, and she will answer the questions. Also topics that she will come, you can engage in there, put your opinion over there, share your views and stuff like that. She's receptive to all that. The only thing, like some of us, myself, Mama Ya, Sister Monique, and so many others. Sometimes I don't want to say names because you may forget certain people, and then you know how some Ghanaians are. If you mention some people name, you don't mention their name, they come back and say, "Oh, you didn't say my name." All the friends and family members who does educative program, we are receptive to your contribution, productive contribution. The only thing we do not condone is disrespect and insult. We don't condone in that, and we will correct you and also make sure we resolve any matter before we go offline. Mhm. That's us. We also have authors have Y2A. The two Y's, we have Mom Ya for the Atobra, and then we have Ya Boatma Boate and Russell. They both based in Canada. And then the A, you have myself, Adwoa Odo Mensa, I'm based in US. So we come together and talk about, a lot of things to empower ourselves and empower each other people and stuff like that. We have had Sister Monique, Arabi, and Stephen Love. So many knowledgeable people. We also have Brother Tony come on a couple times, talk about a lot of things. Sometimes we may generate the topic from any of our books. If I generate from my book, I will host it on my page. If Sister Ya brought it up, she will do it on her. And if it's different topics, we rotate, doing it on our platform. So we just empowering each other. We don't get selfish. I feel like, we are selfless group, because that's what we need to build each other up, not tear each other down or destroy each other. So I just love the relationship, the love and the care that we have for one another. It's a positive platform. So you guys make sure you tune in. This Saturday coming, we going to be live. So you guys tune in. Arabi, of course, will do the flyers. So if y'all want the flyers and stuff, reach out to Arabi. You're welcome, sis. But Mama Ya has written 6 books, and she said that it's on hold for now, but there's still more coming, as Arabi said. The first book is an inspirational book, Reflection of My Thirsty Soul. You have the second book, it's my personal favorite, but I love all her books. The reason why it's my personal favorite is because, oh my God, almost all the chapter, a lot of things that Mama Ya mentioned, I felt like she was telling part of my story. And I didn't even realize, sometimes some of us, we realize and find out that we have a lot in common, but because we don't talk, we don't realize that. But her putting things on a paper, it was like surreal to me. So I kind of like connect with that book. I love it. I have, out of all her books, I have read The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. I have read it more than 7 times. I kid you not. The third book is a devotional book. It's Refreshing for My Weary Soul. The fourth book, which is the number one bestseller at Amazon, is Own It, a guideline to taking accountability and responsibility of your own journey. The fifth book is My Unapologetic Self. The sixth book is A Call to Prayer. Oh yes, Mama, yeah, I have read it multiple times. It's like just like mind blowing. The first time I read it, I was going crazy over here. I was like, hold up. I put the phone down. I put the book down, and I was like, wait a minute. Did she speak to me to tell my story, or she's? It's just crazy. It was like I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. Oh, thank you guys for all the likes. Oh wow. Uh-huh. So if you put in Mama Ya's name, right, all her books will pop up, right? And you can purchase all of them. They are like, reasonable prices. It's not too expensive. And, like some of us, we don't want to spend, but the nuggets in within all her books, you will learn so much, you will gain so much. There's a lot of nuggets. So let's support one another. Ghanaians, we don't support ourselves. We need to support each other, lift each other up. Just because one person is ahead of you, like it don't matter, because we all have our own unique time. You don't have to rush to beat someone, right? You can speak to the person, and like, I just don't know, Arabi. Sometimes I just feel like people don't understand the country we come from. Nipa bebre no because it said they just refuse to learn and change their ways. My gosh. So when so Arabi, um I had I remember, when I was talking about we love the dead more than we love the living, right? At times you may have a family member, a friend, and people who will have a need, either financial assistance, or like they just need help. Mental health is real, and some men, when someone have mental health issue, depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar, and so many others, at times they may not have the funds, to get treatment, right? So like, and when someone is going through mental illness, the inconsistency of treatment can make things worse than it needs to be. So they cannot function productively. Things that they see that is normal will be abnormal in our eyes because they're not acting themselves, right? And they see things completely opposite as they see it. Something that we will see that is that person needs to go to the hospital. That person thinks that they're doing everything right. There's nothing wrong with them. And also, you may have others who are in denial, right? And some of them, they can never be receptive to them having mental illness. But the one thing when it comes to our Ghanaian community and society, which is very sickening, when the person needs help, right? If the person comes out and asks for help, either financially, you will see a lot of people jump on social media and start insulting the person and talking ill of the person, and talking a lot of unnecessary things, questioning if it's legit or this and that. However, the minute the person pass away, you have these same people come on social media talking about, oh my gosh, I don't know why this person did not ask for help and this and this. I don't understand. So do we want the person, why do we wait till something truly tragic happened to someone before we show empathy or any type of compassion? It just feels so dysfunctional to me. And then you have those who will be offering to buy the coffin, those who will put the can, the tent, the can opening, like what they call it. They will put everything out. You have those who will hire a band to come and play. And, you have those who will pay for the flyers. And it's this, I mean, sometimes it's so sick. Why do we do that? And then I will close off today.
This issue, I also don't understand it.
It just baffles my mind. I think it's so bad.
I don't know whether we are necromancers. When I say necromancers, people that worship the dead.
Sister Moni said our community does not value life. They give death more validation. That is so wrong, because I know someone who started calculating what business he was going to start when a family member died, because he was waiting for one friend is saying so, right? Yeah.
So
the money they will get.
Monique is saying we value the dead more than the living. And that is when we are going to say the vacuum you have created, no one can fill.
Yes.
Why don't you give the person their roses while they are alive?
Yeah.
And we wait for them to pass away before we do all the shenanigans.
I know. I
have family members that call me. They say I am not correct.
Oh, really?
They tell me I'm not correct because I am not for the pomp and the pageantry that goes with funerals and weddings and naming ceremonies and those things. I am not that. I'm not part of that crowd. So because I don't do it, even my elder sister will say, "Oh, you have to go for this one. If you don't go, they won't do it for you."
You see, it's like tick for tack. I mean, you can just do things for, just for the love of it.
Thank you, Sister Monique. Thank you for the flowers.
Hey, Bibia was Sister Monique Nwaba. I mean, when you learn, Sister Monique will take over.
All right. So it's like I don't know how to say in English. We want to show that we have arrived or what? Because there was an issue at one of the hospitals where I am, where the lady gave birth to twins and the husband ran away.
What? Why?
And wouldn't I say first one were twins, second one were twins, third one were twins.
So he need to stop doing the do.
They had to tell them that the lady passed away. 12 family members came. 12.
Oh my gosh.
So when they came, they were like, okay, your audition. So it's like, I don't know whether, the money that come with it, or, let's do it so people will see that we are there and that kind of thing. For me, I don't get it. And because some of these things I don't like, delving into it. So it's like, talk about it small and let it go. Because I say, why should I even be wasting my energy on stuff like this? People just don't want to change their mindset. Leave them be. Like I think you were talking about it earlier that some people are below baseline.
Yes.
So it's like, this one, you go and stand in front of one of my uncles and go like, and this one is not necessary. Hey, trouble for you. Trouble for you. It's like, hey, this is the culture. This is how we do it.
It's terrible.
And all that. I remember when I was younger, when they say 1 week, I know it's just a few family members that come around.
Yeah.
And then we set the date and all that. Now, when they are doing 1 week, don't go there. You can see the crowd. They do it like a whole funeral before they even do the actual funeral.
The money they spend, unnecessary things.
1 week, 1 week. And I'm wondering, hey, so you're spending all this money, then you do the funeral, you do wakekeeping, you do burial, you do Thanksgiving.
But when the person is sick, nobody have money.
No what do you want to prove? And then these are the same people in the morning when the commentators are on the radio and they are talking, there's no money in the system and there are no jobs. They will join them to say there's no money in the system. There's no job. Weekend they will go and sit at the pub and the clubs and they'll be doing bottles and the chicks and the suya. And you are wondering, what is this? And it's sad for me to say as a spiritual person that you go in and 70% of these people are Christians. And it gives us a bad name.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It gives us a bad name because it's like we are not practicing what we preach. You know, we saying one thing, we preaching virtue but practicing vice or something like that. And it's not good. And so the word hypocrite will come in here. I don't like throwing that word around because when I look into it, we all are hypocrites, one way or the other. So I don't like throwing that word around. We need
it is what it is. The truth.
Do self-reflection more. Yeah, we need to do more self-reflection more.
Yeah.
And then change our ways, really, because it's sad. Now we spend money on the dead more than the living.
I agree.
So I've ended.
Thank you. Sister Monique.
Yes, Sister Adwoa.
What brought you up again, Stephia?
When you spoke about the fact how our community treats the dead.
Yes, thank you.
That is what I want to come in and just elaborate
by all means.
We are a community that absolutely celebrates death. It's a mentality. It is the reason why we love negativity. We love the death of everything. When we see someone going down, we are happy. It is a toxic mentality.
My gosh.
Now, you see, they have even justified it by concocting a wise saying to justify it.
Wow.
And this is how it goes. Almost say owo kitadia and kwantininje.
What?
Who told them that?
That's a lie.
Owo kitadia and kwantininje. Who told you say owo kitadia and kwantininje? When somebody is sick and there is money available to treat that person, and
yes. No correct.
You see? That is why this is a saying a lot of those hypocritic traditional people in our community love to use.
Oh my gosh. That's
recently,
wrong.
Let me give you an example. Just yesterday, Dada Katie died, yeah?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
He passed away.
And when they were talking about it, they used that line. I say, he got drunk or maybe he was sick.
Yeah.
If he treated that illness, he wouldn't have died.
Yes.
So this saying, yeah, I changed my mindset about this saying a long time ago.
No correct.
Because if somebody is lying there helpless and they're about to die, have we not heard of people who said they collapsed or they went into coma for years, sometimes months,
and they came back? Yes.
It's a clear indication that life trumps death. The fact is this. We will all go one day. Once you are born, it's inevitable that death will happen. Yeah. But this is my point. Death will happen, fine. But how about if you channel your energy to take care of the life that you have been given? Because that is a gift.
Yes.
There's nothing like a gift of death. There's a gift of life.
Yes.
Right? So if we know that life is a gift, if we take care of it, we treat ourselves well, we look after our health, we have the chances of prolonging that gift of life, isn't it? So why is it that this saying of Owokitadia and Kwantininje, that is why they celebrate death? And they have all sorts of traditional systems and processes around burials. Yeah, so that they can uphold that kind of ideology.
That's wrong.
Now, Kofi TV did
an interview,
a documentary a
okay.
few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years back. Apparently, there's a village somewhere in Ghana where every few months they bring out the dead bodies and clean them or something like that.
What the heck?
I was so stunned when I watched that documentary.
What?
I said something like this exists on this earth.
Oh,
yes.
Lord Jesus,
so,
no way.
Sister Adwoa, you see how they have in their minds, they have made death so sacred. Yeah. Wow. And that is why they have the funerals, and you have to dress a certain way, and you have to go there. They have all these rituals they have to do. It's creating this kind of ideology to say it's such a huge occasion. It's such a huge ritual. And the sad thing is, people in our community have not realized that the mindset needs to change when it comes to life and death. And so that is why they do not value life to the extent that when someone is dying and goes to a hospital in Ghana, the doctors can look at you and say, you must pay, otherwise we cannot touch you. Because, yes, see, why can't they treat the person and then demand the money after?
I know, right?
Yes, because they do not value the gift of life. They value the ritual and the celebration and the money they will receive in your death. In the death. And so this is one of the advice I want to give to every Ghanaian here. If you have life, you better make sure you are taking good care of your life.
Yes.
Death is inevitable. It will come when it needs to come.
Yeah.
But if you are not careful and you put your hope in that so-called family, yeah, they are waiting for you to die. Yeah. So they can use that line to justify, to say, sorry, Auntie Sempa. Say, how many people have questioned the elderly in our community about that toxic saying? So when somebody starts to be sick and starts deteriorating, they don't really give much attention to it because they are waiting for you to die. So they can use that sentence to justify your death. And then they will straight away, when you were sick, they could not find money. But they can find money to go and sew the biggest cabastals. And buy their shoes, and come and stand in public and dance. That's their 2x4 dancing styles that they dance. Yeah?
My goodness.
Some of those people, they are waiting for the next funeral to go and find their boyfriends under. Yeah? Some of them are waiting for the next funeral to go and find their husbands over there. Some of them are waiting for the next funeral to wear that cloth that they sewed 2 years ago. That doesn't fit them. No, ma yet is a boskele. One more achichi, one more two. Woman to be 2 woman night near the near a train near Omasha and our wem and Kurasif way near Shay and I were ye chinia pie chinia walk up will be kunajinti wash a 2x4 a year 2 man and the Jinawasa no we are I say very sorry I did or work it at the unquantum
which is a lie.
Saying I catch them or say walk it at the unquantum Sasikana Modikwa Kopama Boskele 2x4 Tadiana Modiko for boyfriends. Nipani Yaria Mufanko Chiaka Tom Namufan Tondro Yafan Nipano. Mua Mutema Okrofwe Numakonya Yakobon Sawa Namodiako be a businessman. Sasikano Mufan Nipana and Kwamunya until your friend a gift
of life.
There's nothing like gift of death. Me, Sister Adwoa, me will my trash him. Me say I don't want no nonsense fuss around my death.
Exactly. Celebrate my life. That's
me
it.
Celebrating my life. Me my catch me come say, hey, when I die, say me na me confessor. Do not focus on the day I died. focus on the many years we spend together.
Exactly.
And celebrate that, because it is a small mind that can focus on the one day that somebody lived 60 years and they died one day, and you focus on that one day for the rest of your life and not celebrate the 60 years. Some people are some of them are so smart. In UK, they have something called Clare's Law. Do you know what it is? It's a young woman who was killed by her partner, domestic violence. But to celebrate her life, her mother, her family, they campaigned, and now they have a law called Clare's Law that women who are dating men and they are not sure can walk into the police station and get background checks to protect themselves. That is leaving a legacy for that lady who died. Yeah, entina brofu obiwa omutimi be foundations to remember the life of that person, not the one day na nipa ni wuye. As a community, we focus on the day someone dies, and we forget about celebrating the many years that person lived and the impact they made. I'm going to say it one last time. You see, our continent and our community, the only problem we have is our mentality.
Yes.
We can be given billions, in aid by the whole developed nations, and African continent will not get anywhere. You know why? Because you have one person with a small mentality who will decide to steal billions to go and hide in Switzerland
for themselves.
Mental slavery and it's been passed on from generations to generations.
Yeah, self-interest.
Because again, we celebrate death. Mentality now aside.
Yeah, one
brand. Maybe fear and pennyphone. I will always argue with them.
I thought I was the only one.
We celebrate life. Meaning, and we need to understand that our words are power. If you woman, they be a any power. They be a damanuse or work it and quantiminche. Until we should some power with you.
Yeah.
When is someone going to stand up and change that pattern and say, oh, work it and quantiminche?
Yeah.
And this will be Yari for the hospital. And can say, oh, why a penny, the mammy and spend this sika, a be an penny, no one or one. Penny, Yari no dapa, move fast, can turn through man in room.
Yeah.
And just somebody can two and Marco Pimpamo cover 2x4 styles. And Yakwe, you know. And let me finish here. There's something that our community we do a lot. Most people, when you do not why ye the tuma, no one in home. Ideally, a yen tuma kura would ye ba. You are not even supposed to carry it like that.
No, you put it away.
You put it away, you wash it on. That's something you need to do. Because what quacking nam sadia we maba, as I to her next year, what's some people who can't people to my way ye de bia. Timoma yen changing your mindset. That's sister Adwoa. Your mindset need a queen papa.
Yes.
It's taking you back 100 years every single day.
And limiting your maybe.
Look at the state. Look at the state of continent also.
Oh.
It is the richest continent harboring the poorest people.
Here.
And it's not just harboring the poorest people, Sister Adwoa. The truth is, it's harboring the poorest minds. That's it.
Yeah.
Adreno is so low. And so koka yesinenka. And yet and yes ya broad rituals. Rituals say kunye traditions say kuma and ya guess sanya when ya chichiri and obedient mean say no, I'm breaking out of this. I'm not forcing FGM no one will be.
Yeah. Oh, asamu.
Uganda for pulling no one will be. Yeah, Sister Adwoa, if I tell you, for those of us who have branched out to other African countries and made friends from other African, if I tell you some of the traditional practices outside, you will open your mouth.
Wow, that's crazy.
And sometimes when you speak to some of them, I ask them, why don't you, have you ever questioned this? Have you ever spoken against this? Why is this happening? You see, no, it's been passed on from generations to generations. What stops you from questioning it? What stops you from exempting yourself?
Anything man-made can be changed.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. I have a very good friend of mine who is Malian, yeah? And she herself is a survivor of FGM.
Wow.
Her daughter was 15, and she had left her daughter with her mom in Mali whilst she was sorting out her education and stuff here. Only for her to find out one day that her mom had forced her daughter to undergo FGM without her consent.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And she had to come to me for weeks. She was broken. And she said, Monique, I never wanted my daughter to experience what I went through.
Oh my goodness.
And do you know that as I'm talking to you, because of that, she doesn't speak to her mom till today.
I don't blame her.
Till today.
I don't blame her.
You see, the patterns of being passed on. Because she wasn't there to protect her child in her mother's mind.
And her mother has no right to do that.
To do that, because she's conditioned in her mind. And imagine, that's what she did.
My God.
So you see, our mindset, sometimes we have to be able to question our parents.
Oh, yes.
And in an African community, we are raised as children not to question parents. I sent some videos around this week, and it's been found out that most children who are raised not to question authority are highly susceptible to being essayed.
Yes.
Because they always say yes. They are not allowed to question.
Yeah.
They cannot argue. They cannot challenge.
They are conditioned to do that.
Exactly. They cannot question authority. And most of the time, they find themselves in these situations and they are highly susceptible to be essayed. And we all know it's a taboo in our community to question your parents, isn't it? So when your uncle or that pastor in the church or that man somewhere or that older woman somewhere is touching you anyhow, you are not allowed to question.
You
see how bad some of these practices are doing to our children and our generations?
My gosh. We need to break that.
Adwoa, I feel sorry for people when I hear them say, oh, I live in the diaspora. I don't want to be westernized. And one thing I want to dream for. You cannot live in the diaspora and not learn the good things from the Western people who are able to raise their children to critically think, critically dialogue, and critically argue their points with respect.
Stand up for themselves.
And you are still raising your children in the diaspora. And shut down. When your child is asking you, Mommy, why are you asking me to do this? Because I said so. Why? Why can't you explain to the child, I'm asking you to do this because this is the reason, this is what you are going to get out of it. And when you do this, this and that will happen. And the child will understand, oh, okay, that's why Mommy is asking me to do this. So that when the child goes out and somebody is asking the child to do something different, the child will say, excuse me, why are you asking me to do this?
Yeah.
Sister Adwoa, so to finish off, and we need to change our mindsets from celebrating death and start to celebrate the gift of life and save more lives rather than rejoice and wear that 2x4 Abuskele dresses to people's funerals to go and dance. What should the other show? Now we'll be sure about the Sawasi.
Most definitely. Sister Monique, thank you. I think that what you said, that needs to be posted, and quite immediate, because I think that Nipa Bebre, they don't recognize that brainwashing. Arabi was saying when you were speaking, and Arabi said, so if it is degrading and does it build one up? Oh, wait a minute. So if it is degrading and does it build one up, won't they stop? I mean, it's like said Bibia nipa na ahyehyɛ no it can be tweaked, right?
Absolutely.
But he said grandparents, they have no right to do something behind a mother's back because they consent to do certain things. But to say countries tribes they just do things because they think that they have the power to do so because nobody questions it. And a whole lot of things make
you see, Ghanaian culture. You see, it's a conditioning.
Yes.
And the conditioning is so deep. The conditioning is actually done so internally. Listen, you see, if you want to know how deep conditioned people are, just find someone who has gone through that depot ceremony, and try to enlighten them. They will go so mad. And if you are not careful, they might not speak to you again.
Oh, yeah.
It's a conditioning. And one thing that a lot of us don't know, culture and traditions evolve.
Well, yeah.
The traditions and cultures we came to meet, they were never like that. They have evolved over time.
Yeah.
And as the world has changed, even our great-grandfathers had to evolve it. Mamema example, Naminko. Sister Adwoa, a lot of people think that when it comes to when a woman these womanhood rights, where when you have your first period,
yeah,
you see a lot of accounts don't talk about it. But there is actually a tradition that everybody has in their own region that they go through.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. Ours, before, they used to do it openly. Yeah. When I was growing, the tradition had evolved. In where I come from, the region I come from, and where I come from, when a young lady reaches that stage, this is what they do. They call all the older women in that community who are close to the family.
Yeah.
And they make a talk. With eggs. And the old women come in there. They feed you. You have your own eto.
Yeah.
And they feed you. And the older women eat. And they celebrate. And the older women advise you. I went through exactly that.
Wow, you were lucky.
Nobody knew this was happening. Wow. All my siblings went through it. But do you see how the dignity was retained? Because the culture had evolved.
Yeah.
All the men in the home on that day are sent out of the home. And only the older women and the females come around and they make you a talk and they advise you and they tell you that you are at a stage where you are capable of getting pregnant. And they tell you how to take care of yourselves. Yeah. But a lot of the other accounts, they all have their own traditional rights and they don't tell anyone. But it happens.
Yeah.
But in the years ago, way before my parents, probably, the culture wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was probably more brutal.
I know.
But it has evolved because they realized that young women do not want such a private thing being discussed publicly.
Yeah.
And guess what they do, Sister Adwoa, you will not believe. Do you know, I asked my mother, why do they invite all the older women in the community? And she said, you wait, I will explain to you in a few days' time. So my mother had a friend, and he had a son who was around my age. At that time, I was a teenager.
Wow.
And that guy was so fond of me. So after I went through the rites, I was talking with him one day, just outside their house. I got home and one of the older women had gone to report me to my mother.
What?
That they saw me talking to a boy.
So now they know.
The reason why they invite the older women is that they also need to keep an eye out for you.
When you out in the community.
When you out in the community.
Wow.
Yes. Before I got home, the woman had already gone to gossip about me to my mother, my grandmother. They were all waiting.
What the
So when I got there, I said to my mother, but you know he's just fond of me. he's one of the boys in the village that I would go. He would go to the farm. He would bring me banana. He would bring me. I said, he's just fond of me. I'm not even thinking of stuff like that. He said, well, I'm telling you that eyes are watching you. That's all.
Exactly. So do
you see the idea
yes.
behind them inviting all the older women in the community to introduce you that this one is of age? Keep an eye out for her. If you see her gambling with any guys over there, we need to know. And that's what they do.
Wow. You see? Oh, wow. Eyes watching. Eyes are watching you. And
if people are saying,
great.
Oh, maybe this is a cultural practice that happened. For those, a lot of people don't know where I come from. I come from the Asini region.
Oh, wow.
And I come from the Asini side.
Mm-hmm.
They call us we are part of the Fantis. But you want Fantifona omu suano, omu Cape Coast, Elmina, omu suano.
Okay.
We are the forest Fantis. We call Asini region.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a practice I went through.
My
so
goodness.
There are different, all these accounts, they have practices for the woman coming of age, but because they don't do it publicly, because a lot of them have realized that it's such a private issue, they prefer to celebrate the young woman in private,
secretly,
and keep her dignity intact, rather than come out and expose her to the whole world.
That's true. That's very true. My
gosh. Culture evolves, and Sister Adwoa, I always say, I thank God for the parents that I had. I thank God for the grandmother who is a feminist that I have. So do you see how empowering that made me as a young woman who had come of age?
Most definitely.
Not only did it give me confidence, having the older women there explaining to me where I had got to in life, and also making me understand that there is actually eyes watching you. So we are actually covering you in the community.
Protecting you. Making sure that your foundation is strong.
Every time we were on holidays, on vacation from school, when I went to visit my grandmother, the first question they ask you, if anyone meets you, they will ask you, which home are you coming from?
Yes, and they know.
You mention I'll mention my grandmother's name, and they say, okay, so whose child is you? And I mention my mother's name, and they know.
Yeah, they know.
And they know. So you see, there are cultural practices there that have evolved.
That's right.
And that are actually evolved to protect women and girls.
Yeah.
But people are not talking about it. And I'm sure by now it's even changed because that was then.
Of course.
Yeah.
The way things are going, a lot of people don't even know how to go about it.
They don't have a clue. Yeah. So we need to understand that culture and traditions do evolve. It is not static. Yeah. And so when we have some of these cultures tying our head, years ago when they had this horrible widowhood rights and all that nonsense, this time it has evolved. We need to stop celebrating death.
Yeah.
We need to question life. Some of these toxic practices. And we need to start having conversations about culture evolving. Because Sister Adwoa, culture it's holding people back.
Yeah.
Yeah, obitia warim ye Bruno, obitia warim on happy. Osina mi be jawari and why nebe warimi. Why do you have to be married after that beating? Why can't you live for your life and peace? Community, society says a woman is validated when she's married and have children.
And which
that
is
when
wrong.
You can speak in public. And you're sad.
It's wrong.
And you're very sad. But there is no expectation put on the men. Patriarchy.
Yeah. African women are conditioned to, protect their men. When they do wrong, they don't tell it. To not break up a family. So it don't matter how many times, how you being abused, you stick with it. They've been conditioned to, just take it as it is, right? And then
very sad.
You have people say, at least you got a man. No. If you got a man who is beating on you, no way. Don't stay with that person.
At all.
And man, most of them, no, they be conditioned. Say, "Ukun, if I were you okay, just stick with it. There's no problem with it."
They have the Bible verse to justify that.
Yeah.
A foolish woman tears down her home, and a wise woman keeps her home together. And so a lot of the women are obligated by being tied by this so-called fanatic Christianity, that as a woman, when your husband cheats, you'll be stupid if you divorce that woman. Well, I'm telling you, I will choose the stupid every day.
Yeah,
in that situation. Because the story that I told the last time, where a friend of mine is now living with HIV.
Yeah, from her
husband. When that one happens, you are on your own, isn't it?
No, what's that? Yeah, so, or the areba uncantrol be anamo de ashamo. Yeah, will be chantro or be manipulate you or be bull. Just it's so the list goes on and on and on. So I think it's that we need to break all that cycle. No
Absolutely.
more.
And we cannot do that without education.
Of course.
Educated, illiterate, educated. There's nothing like educated fools. There is nothing like an educated illiterate. There are learned fools.
Yes.
And there are learned illiterates.
Yes.
Education doesn't just literally educate.
It broadens your mind and your thinking. It
broadens you as a person, because you take what you went to learn and you apply it critically in every aspect of your life, internally and physically.
Yes.
So there is nothing like an educated fool. There are learned fools.
Yes.
That's nothing like true. A learned illiterate. They can read and write.
Well, they can. Sister Money, they can differentiate it because they lacking of that knowledge.
Exactly.
So that's why they make those such comments, and they are oblivious to facts. And it's
very sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
Really sad. And you know, when I look at, sometimes I hear submissions and topics that are going on platforms,
yeah,
and I stand back and I listen to them, and you see how they are trying so hard to justify toxic processes, to justify toxic reasoning. And I always look out for that one person who dares to be different, who dares to question them, to say, you're saying A, B, C, D. But have you actually thought that we can actually go against this? Yeah, that's why in our society you find they all move together like sheep. Yeah, and the one person or the two people who do not assign to that, that kind of process, or going with that normality and questioning, that person becomes the enemy. Anything like a community, they do not like people like myself who speak the truth and hold people accountable.
That's very true.
They do not like it, because the moment you do that, you expose their imperfections. And that's a no-no in the community. You need to shut up. You need to move. You need to go with the flow. You need to do exactly what's happening. And so when you dare to say, no, hang on, you are going through this road, and I think if we go through this road, we're going to get there quicker, and you're not going to struggle as much as you are going through that.
Debbie, you have to find your own path.
Thank you. And until you cannot come and stay in the diaspora and say, me, I am a tradition. You are not, madam. The way you came, the moment you came to the diaspora and you started knowing how to use the public transport system and paying tax, you stopped becoming a typical Ghanaian traditional woman. You became a westernized woman, whether you like it or not.
That's right.
The sad thing is, some of you are living westernized, but your brains are living in Ghana.
It's serious though. Like sometimes I don't even want to. Like I'll be like, God damn, when are people gonna learn?
In Ghana, and so you cannot see past that. And so when you see someone, this one she's westernized, what does that mean? You pay the taxes, you follow the rules and the regulations of the Western world that you are living in. In fact, the home that that you are living in. You are following exactly the rules. That's why you are living there. When you step out of your house, you follow the exact rules. When you go and get your driving license, you are already westernized. When you go and you pay public transport and you are following the system, you are westernized. And so what do you mean by you are too westernized? I don't get that.
That's true.
We need to change our mindset as Africans. And Sister Adwoa, until I see people in our community who have done the mindset shift and are able to empower, enlighten other people to realize that, oh my God, there is a better way that you can do this, and you won't have to go through the disgrace, the distraction, the stress, that mindset. You won't have to go through it.
Oh, yes.
Organizing in our community is virtually going to be impossible.
Oh, yes.
And the one last thing I'm going to put down, for women like myself who have got to where we are, one of the best life lessons that I recently put, and I've put down as one of my mantras, is simply mind your business.
Oh, yes.
I've realized that is a lifesaver. Because do you know what happens? Those who want to learn, they will approach you.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to waste your energy and time on explaining yourself to closed minds.
That's right.
To minds that do not even understand the meaning of emancipation and learning something new. Yeah. If you do that, you will become a target to unnecessarily toxic attention.
That's right.
So simply mind your business. Sister Adwoa, it's been a great show as usual.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming through. Like when I have you guys come on, I'll take as much as I need, for you guys to come and also share your views. Arabi, you want to put anything before I close out?
Wait, there was some kind of bump.
I know, right? Bum.
Mind your business,
Diana.
And I was saying that I get tired. I don't have that energy. Sometimes I don't know if it's a fault or I'm being selfish or what. But honestly, I don't have time for people who don't want to grow, who don't want to develop, who don't want to change their mind. I mean, the only person asked me changing my mind. And I like something she said. She said that tradition and culture evolve. I mean, look at that. So right now, I have 3 adults in my house. Menstruation. But Lulu is coming. So imagine Lulu has her period and I decide, let me just pop some wine for her, get her some pizza or get her some cake and celebrate her and then advise her. So now you are a lady now, you're a woman now. So love yourself. And Lulu, of course, she's Gen Alpha. As for them, they ask a lot of questions. When you say don't do this, they'll say, Mommy, why are you saying I shouldn't do this? So you have to explain. You have to explain to her that it's because of this and because of that. So for her, I know she will so appreciate the fact that, I had my period and Mommy popped wine for me. Bought me some pizza and then told me I should be careful about boys and that I can equally go out to buy myself some wine, pop it and cross my legs and drink it any day I want to celebrate something. Right. I don't need to depend on any boy out there. And of course, I hug her, I've been hugging her, kissing her, telling her I love her. Sometimes she's going to school and say, I'll miss you and all that. So you take the Western culture, you take the one here that is good, you merge it together. Instead, yes, you're so fine. Yes, sometimes some of the learned ones we come across as
I know. That's like beneath baseline. Common sense in anyhow.
Beneath baseline in there. Me them trying to me I will ignore you. Maybe kasa ho a na bia wakanyanza sendi na maybe kasa ho. Nanti sapa nya you.
Oh yeah.
I don't have that energy. Honestly, I have energy for certain things, but even for what they are, I won't mind you. Honestly, I don't have that energy. And being an ambivert,
yeah,
I can be by myself. When I'm being by myself like that, and then I won't feel that. That's when sometimes my family will come and I will be on your correct. Yeah, and I eat cat ham na wake and I eat. When first a man sick and make cat ham.
They say, my dear. I mean, I think that sometimes, you move your honor, yet attention seeking. It's good to get attention, but seek attention in a positive form, right? And you are my baby or honor, I hear a course, you move and drink, and I mean, to say, Sister Monique, shall say, about say about akwala ubu nsafofra like na kai me my dear be to me because me ma me ba abroche na more 10.5 na me boom nsa but esa say on medical field mo ye nurse nti no one me kasa ma me hu say your friend is saying mama ntina be ma na so mama ntina obi ana so ana say me nko obi dem yes, mommy, seven got idea. I mean, fad, yen see crying, no, and sister woman, nipa nim rabon magic. Mammy, just say, mommy, a lot of points normally added to make sure say she protects me for me to keep my innocent. Mammy, my me be and some in me chest, me to, me sre, and funny, almost son and nam me food. Just say so many, but me quite frankly, it is say. Minya 15 years old no and I be booming sa but that time no bia ne mindi hu komo na winim e baaye no na me dem me feel say bia something happened to me kokope pie and then I went and wore new panties not knowing say some be ade show I didn't have that knowledge so to say sometimes and same do when you maybe always see like nin you maybe when nkoswa now lack of a year a bit me at the summer bro and it's a whole lot of things to say like Arabi me that se pass winya mre na wo ba so sister Monique me that say won su to me ba so saya adofo no ne anuanom nyinaa motimi ba mo a mo emu comment ye to share mo some views mo a mo like mo so a mo gift me no me da mo nyinaa mase nyankopon enhyira mo kwasi ada bia 7:30 Ghana time me ba live na memenda 7:30 Ghana time ni sofo Samuel Koso ba sofo Samuel Koso ye ba enu ye ni twi kwasi ada no brofo ye de frafra bi wo hwa ye ka twi ni frem nom ni ade all the followers and so no I will follow you guys back edamase Arabi ye best say we will talk mama ya may respond to topics now with the buy and ye betimi aye no this Saturday me rain fee no nyame nka ye nyinaa ye ho ye beka say chire bye sis